Once you've done the product research and identified what product or products you want to be selling, now you have to find a supplier so that you can actually have the person who can fulfill that order when you get that from a customer, okay? So we're going to be doing this through AliExpress. That's the tool we use. We link that with Oberlo into your Shopify store. Super simple. But as you're going through and finding stuff, I know we talked about product research, went through and I showed you exactly how to do that. As you're actually going through and finding these products that have a lot of engagement, that are doing well and performing well for other drop shippers, let's say you want to take a shirt, right? A cat shirt or whatever the case may be. You see all these, you can literally look and see, we covered this in the product research video. You can see exactly what's working. Now let's say you want to do a cat t-shirt. You go over to AliExpress, type in a few keywords that relate to that. You can scroll through and find the one that you wanted based on the research. Let's just say this one. I know this one had done pretty well. There's a few things we're going to be looking for here, and I've outlined for that. First of all, what you're going to notice right off the bat is the amount of orders. How many total orders does this product have? AliExpress is primarily used for drop shipping. So if a product on AliExpress has a lot of orders, that means other drop shippers are selling it. Now, there's a few things that do go into that. It's not just the orders specifically, and you're going to see that here in a second. But this one right here, for example, about 2,500 orders. You can see that right up here at the top. That's a pretty good amount. It really is. I personally like to have products above 500 to 1,000. It does depend on the niche. Some niches just don't have a large audience, so naturally the products aren't going to be able to have a lot of sales. But as for a few practical things, what do you notice right off the bat? You're looking at this. First thing I see is T-Heart. That's the logo, the watermark, the trademark for the supplier here. And they're putting their brand on your photo. Now, not to worry. Some people see, oh my God, that's bad. Is it on all of these? No, it's not. I'm going to show you a few very simple ways to actually figure this out and fix it. So what you can do is when you go into the back end of your Shopify store, and we're going to show you this once we're setting up the products on there, you'll be able to just color over that in white. If you know how to use any editing software at all, just color over it in white. It's super simple because the background of this photo is in white as well. So it's a solid color. You can just color over it in that same exact color. Not a big deal at all. The next thing you're obviously going to notice is the price, okay? You need to think about this because you might identify some products that you want to sell, but the price just doesn't fit. You're not going to have your margin for what you want to do. Let me give you an example. For this right here, $8.31. And it has free shipping, by the way. We're going to get to that here in a second. $8.30. So you're not going to be able to do a free plus shipping. I doubt you were planning on doing one anyways for a shirt. So that leaves you with a little bit of margin. Let's say you want to sell it for $24.99 and say that it's normally $47.99. It's a good range, leaves you margin for marketing as well as your profit, okay? So that's solid. And now free shipping, this is a whole nother thing. You need to be looking for shipping both on regular shipping times as well as e-packet. If you can, I would strongly suggest that you use e-packet shipping even though it costs more money. I would very strongly suggest that. Just as we're moving forward, drop shipping is becoming a little bit more out there. Right? It's not brand new, so people are understanding what's going on, and consumers are expecting their products faster and faster. This is primarily due to Amazon, the whole 2 days. You can't beat that really with drop shipping from AliExpress. It's very difficult to do. I know there's a few other ways, but it's going to take with e-packet about 12 to 20 days, so right around 2 weeks. That's fine. You're not going to get a lot of complaints, but when it's 30 days, 60 days, that's a little bit ridiculous. So if they have it, e-packet, definitely do that and factor that into your margins as well. There's a couple other things we're looking for. First of all, something like a t-shirt. You have to be able to select, as you can see in here, they have all these different styles. So different styles of the shirt, different variations of it, but there has to have the different sizing. Now, one thing to notice that you see right here, this says Asian sizing. I don't know about you, I probably would not be marketing this to the Asian market. Okay, this would primarily be to the US. That's where the bulk of my traffic comes from. So you're gonna have to be able to switch that size and get a size chart, or at least let them know that it's in an Asian size. That's one thing you're gonna wanna look for down here in the description. They're gonna have a size chart. I'm very positive that they will here in a second. Once this loads in, you'll see it. They're gonna have a size chart and it's gonna be in the Asian sizing, which is not ideal, but there's not much you can do about it. Okay, so they have all their pictures. Make sure they're high quality pictures. If there's not high quality pictures, there's a few things you can do. First of all, you can go over to Google. So let me put this here. Google. I'm going to explain what the order means in a second. You can Google that exact product. You're not really going to run into issues by just taking someone else's photo off Google when it comes to that, because that exact photo is already on other websites. It's on AliExpress for the product with the suppliers. These are very high quality. These look good, so we can use these and run with them and do our marketing. So that's not a problem, but if you can't find anything else, if it has low quality and you can't find it on Google, you're gonna have to order it yourself. Might sound crazy, whatever. Do your best. If you really want to do that product, I would not recommend doing it with a low quality photo. You might have absolutely no means of taking a good photo. I don't know what to tell you at that point. You have to get creative and figured it out. I've ordered a few products myself to take photos. It's annoying, it's a hassle, and it takes a long time to come, a few weeks, you know, sometimes a month. So here's that sizing chart I was telling you about. Did they even mention that it's in Asian sizing? They did up here. So you're gonna have to kind of mention that in your description. It's not a big deal. Just make sure you give them all the information. Those are a couple of the main things I'm looking for. So even having pulled a cat shirt from this, you know, we went through and did a ton of research. This one did well. So we'd want to pull this. You would now put this on your Shopify store and you can take the pictures, put that inside your store. But these are the couple of the main pieces we're looking for. First of all, orders, just to run through and give you a summary right here. Actually, I'll pull up this list for you. Total orders, having high quality photos, that's huge. You do not want to market. I will not market a product with low quality photos. Sizing chart, if that's applicable, if you're doing clothing or anything where it requires a size, maybe shoes or anything of that sort, accessories, necklaces, bracelets, just be sure to mention sizing if that product has anything to do with that. Now, ratings and reviews. These are two other things that I want to mention I think a lot of people skip over. And just because you see something has 2,500 orders, that doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Just because that could mean that one person was great at marketing a terrible product and got a lot of people to buy it. So there's a very, very quick thing you can do to kind of filter that out and figure out what's good and what's not. Right here, 4.9 stars, that's a great rating. Anything below 4, I'm gonna be skeptical and be like, why is it that low? Because that's a little bit weird. So as you can see, you know, naturally scattered low, you got a good amount of people at 4 and almost all of them at 5 stars, over 1,000 people. That's good, that's a healthy ratio, that's what I wanna see. Now, I look at this either way. Normally I can just go based off of this if it's a really high rating like 4.9 or 5. But if it's a lower rating like 4.2 or 3.7, what you're going to want to do is go down to the reviews, okay? Feedback. You can hit that little tab right there. Look at all of this. You can break that down, but you can read these specific reviews left by people. Okay, and just kind of scroll through it. It's the same thing as going through, which we're going to be outlining in the Instagram module, with looking for engagement groups in the comments. So very, very simple. I'm just kind of trying to get an overall sense and an overall vibe of what's going on. 5 star, excellent, came quick, good quality, packed perfect, feels good, good seller. That's a huge right here. Read this one. Look at this. Very good seller. If you have problems, he communicates well, it helps. That means when your customer, or if, hopefully it's not going to happen, if your customer reaches out to you, you can get in touch with that supplier and it's going to be a very simple process to fix whatever problem you're having. That's great. I will take this product. It's a good supplier. That's a good place to source from. One thing you should also notice, I know a lot of you guys are kind of just getting the ball rolling, so you're not going to have to worry about this too much. This little number right here that's kind of faded out, a little bit hard to see. I know a lot of people miss it. 1,100 pieces available. That essentially means they only have 1,100 of these shirts right now ready to go. Okay, so if you're going to go sell 2,000, you might run into a problem if you sell 2,000 right now. But however, you can always reach out, and especially with that comment we just saw saying the supplier is very good. If you're bringing orders, they'll just make more. So if you're starting to get, 500 in a week and 1,000 the next week, they'll start making more to keep up with that. Just make sure you communicate with them. I don't think that's going to be an issue for most of you, especially not right off the bat. And usually suppliers can see when their orders are picking up, so you don't have to deal with that too much, but it's always good to let them know. Say, hey, I'm an experienced dropshipper. I see you only have a few hundred in stock. In the last 2 weeks, I've done 200, and I'm planning on really ramping that up. So just kind of be aware of that and look at your quantity and how much you have in inventory. Because if not, you can always find another supplier for it. I haven't really ran into an issue finding a similar supplier with the exact same product. You don't want to sell someone a product and then give them something that's slightly different. That's going to result in a lot of refunds and just negative feedback overall. So always just contact the supplier. They're fair. They run a business at the end of the day. They're going to make more and help you out. So that's always a good thing, but that's what you want to look for when it comes to finding your suppliers. Do your product research first. Figure out what products you want to sell, then go look for that on AliExpress, find the exact one you want, and you might have to look at multiple listings on AliExpress to see exactly which one's quality and which one's not. Because some of these, let's say theoretically this one had a 3.2 star rating and a ton of negative feedback. Even though it had orders, good price, all the sizing and everything, that would raise concerns because it might not necessarily be the product quality is low, it might be something else. There might be another problem, maybe it takes too long, terrible supplier, they're messing up orders all the time, whatever the case may be, That's a variable that's outside of your control, and you don't even want to have to get into that issue if you can avoid it. So definitely do your research when it comes to finding suppliers. It's not that difficult. You just want to make sure to cross-reference it between a few different suppliers if you're not seeing something that really stands out. You know, this to me, this looks very, very good. It pops. It's like, wow, this is everything you're looking for. High quality. It's got the size and got the info. They got a good, this is actually a good amount of inventory, by the way. I didn't give you a lot of reference. That's a pretty good amount. They got a pricing you can work with. And this is definitely something I would continue and actually run on my store if I wanted to do this product. So that's how you pick a supplier for a product that you want to run. Not too difficult. There's a couple steps involved and things you do have to be aware of. But with that being said, start finding suppliers for the products that you had already done research on. Identify those, get them in your store, and let's get this going. I'll see you in the next video.